I need to get to Charlie Gasparino, who's up in the newsroom right now, not only on Tesla earnings after the bell, but you just watched Jay Powell here. What are you hearing from your sources and your impressions?
Well, listen, I deal with a lot of stock traders, and
they love this.
They love this. In the back of their heads, they're all saying this, though, Liz, and I tell you, this is pretty key. Corporate earnings are slowing down. The economy is slowing down. That doesn't mean we're going into recession, but overall, I know we have one good number today, Boeing, right? But we've had a lot of disappointing numbers recently, and the trend is to slow down. The global economy is likely slowing as well. That is not necessarily a time to celebrate in the market. So this is, a lot of people are saying, a knee-jerk reaction to the Fed saying we're not going to raise rates. But I'll tell you, if you think this is like, you know, that this is an indication that we're going to get 3.5% growth for the remaining 2 years of Trump's first term, you're wrong. I mean, that's what they're saying. So I would just be really cautious out there in this market. This is not a great time for corporate earnings. I don't care what anybody says. We have trade worries still out there. China, having an issue with China means they don't buy some of our stuff, and they do buy a lot of our stuff. Don't listen to people who say they don't. So I would just be really cautious. Listen, you want the markets to be up, not down. But I'm telling you that generally, when markets go up on interest rates not going up, that means that, it's a kind of a relief rally in the face of a potential economic slowdown.
You know what's going up? Tesla. It's up about 3% ahead of earnings after the bell. Yeah, very interesting. But listen, they are, just so you know, they are making some tweaks before unveiling their earnings report and solidifying what had been rumored, and that is some changes to the lineup.
Yes, there's that. But I think the biggest questions for Tesla is the bottom line questions. I mean, this is what investors are going to be listening to when Elon Musk, and this is going to be a very big earnings call for Elon Musk. They're going to hear if he has enough cash to pay the $920 million that comes due on those convertible bonds. He has to pay that in cash if the stock doesn't go above
March
360.
1st?
Yeah, something like that, in March. If the stock isn't above 360, there's a good chance it's not going to be above 360. So they're going to
306 right now.
306, and you never know. This is a very volatile stock. It could go up to 360. They're going to see if he has back-to-back profitable quarters. Remember, third quarter is profitable. Will the fourth quarter be profitable? And then they're really going to focus on guidance going forward, where Tesla has its biggest challenges is not in the fourth quarter of the fourth quarter. It's in the first quarter of this year, meaning now. Does it have enough cash on hand? Does it need more capital? A lot of people say it does need capital. I will tell you, people at Tesla were indicating to me that at least for now, they wanted to stand pat, that they thought they had enough cash on hand to pay the $920. There's a debate about that in the market, I will say. So we're going to get some clarification on that today. And I'm telling you, this will be one of the biggest tests that Elon Musk has as CEO.
Keep talking,
Tesla.
Charlie. I'll look.
I will. And this is going to be a huge test. Now, another huge test will be tomorrow, because I believe GE is coming out with earnings tomorrow. And again, we're going to find out the new management team in there that replaced Flannery, Mr. Culp and company. How much of that balance sheet are they working through? How much debt are they working through? How much are they going to sell? Is there any new sales on the horizon? So those are the big sort of earnings. Two troubled companies. I know Facebook is coming in after the bell. I think that's going to be less of an issue. I think Tesla is going to be a big story.
Well, I see a total cash on the balance sheet right now at $2.97 billion. That would give them enough.
That's backward looking, right? So that's third quarter.
Okay.
So they may have burned through some of that stuff. And that's what people are worried about. They do have issues with burning through cash. And the question is, do they have enough cash on hand right now to pay the $920 million if they have to? Do they have enough cash on hand going forward? Elon Musk, said that they're going to have a very difficult quarters going forward. He actually said that, and that's where they lay people off. So, are the numbers adding up going forward? So I think investors will be focused on guidance not what happened in the fourth quarter, but they'll really be focused on guidance going forward in terms of cash position and revenues. And, there's a huge debate. I get it on my Twitter feed every day by the Tesla shorts and longs. They're both equally idiotic at times. But I'm just telling you, if you want to engage with them,
but you
get
never.
them all the time.
You never engage.
I never do.
Right.
I never do. But you know what I do? I blame everything on you.
Go ahead, I'll take it. My kids do too.
Yes,
it's all
okay.
Mom's
well,
fault.
I'm one of your kids.
Charlie,
I'm
thank you
there.
very much. Charlie Gasparino.